Our finances play a huge role in our lives, yet people rarely discuss them or educate themselves on this topic. For this reason, many presumptions and false ideas about money have emerged over the years. Money is a universal asset circulating in the world, and you too can become financially independent if you change your current mindset and choose to adopt a few wealth-growing practices. First, you'll have to acknowledge your financial situation. Welcome to the From Zero to Wealth channel. If you're new here, this channel provides you easy to understand information about wealth creation through personal finance and investing, teaching you what schools should have. And if you're returning, welcome back. In this video, we'll be covering a few takeaways from the book and my 3 favorite lessons from the psychology of money. In the psychology of money, Morgan Housel teaches you how to have a better relationship with money and to make smarter financial decisions. He shows you how your psychology can work for you and against you. The first takeaway is that everyone is different. Your relationship with money depends largely on your upbringing. It's not clear where the author gets the number from, but he states that a person's personal experiences with money make up 0.00000001% of what's happened in the world, but those experiences make up around 80% of what we think of the world. The author's theory is that our relationship with money is based on the experiences we have had with it in the past. Everyone has had different experiences. Therefore, when you see someone make a financial decision that you would not make, don't judge them. The person's experiences have taught them to make that decision. A person who grew up in the Great Depression will likely invest more cautiously than someone who entered the stock market in the 1980s. However, he suggests that the reader should make financial decisions based on goals and objectives and not solely based on experiences. Takeaway number 2. Enough is enough. For being rich, one must be better at managing expenses and their own finances, which determine their net worth. Many times, people spend their money on things to show status and pride among the society. However, one simply gets into a debt trap and loans and often ends up with little savings for emergencies and living an independent life. Achieving wealth is never enough, as there are always people better than your achievements. This causes envy to generate more wealth and work hard, ending up going towards wrong investment and financial decisions. It's always better to know and define your stop limit. That is, it's enough of earnings and being satisfied with what you have, rather than getting into never-ending desires. Takeaway number 3. The concept of compounding to grow and multiply. This book also mentions investment advice, and that is explained by examples of Warren Buffett. For any investment to grow and multiply, there is a concept of compounding where progress happens in multiples every time at regular time intervals. But that requires time and patience, which are the key components to achieve long-term financial success. Often, that is not understood by the majority of the investor. You need to have a strong mind and heart for investing and getting compounded returns. The author mentions the financial equations that compose of 2 factors: things within your control and things outside your control. Investments and trading on the stock markets are largely beyond your control. There's no guarantee that an investment strategy will work. The stock market may not cooperate with your interest. If you want to know more about compounding, watch the series The Basics of Investing Episode 3. I'll put a link in the description box if you're interested. Another takeaway from the book is that we often save for a specific purpose: a holiday, a new car, a home, or retirement. But the author believes that we should save even when we don't have a goal in mind. This is because the future is unpredictable, and we never know what's coming next. The bigger our margin of safety, the more likely a successful outcome becomes. We often underestimate how much our needs and desires change. That's why saving regularly and as early as possible can maximize our chances of always having enough. Spending, on the other hand, doesn't make us happy. Often we buy something to impress others or to gain respect. But when you see someone with a flashy car, you don't really look at the driver. Instead, you focus on the car. You might wonder whether you should also get one to impress others, or you imagine what it would be like to drive it. Thus, the consumer's needs have not been met through their purchase. They aren't being admired, even though they might believe they are. It is much easier to gain admiration and respect by doing something kind or demonstrating empathy. Before we go to my 3 favorite lessons from the book, don't forget to give a thumbs up if you liked the video so far. And subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. This will help our channel. So, my 3 favorite lessons from the book. 1. Being greedy can turn out to be the biggest financial mistake you'll ever make. When it comes to managing your money, it's better to leave greed out of it. Are you a greedy person? Of course not. Or at least, that's what you tell yourself. We all like to think highly of ourselves and blame our misfortune on bad odds. This is the case of Jesse Livermore, a stock market trader that was born in 1877. Prior to the market crash that occurred in 1929, he took a short position, betting on the decline of the market. He made over $100 million, the equivalent of $1.6 billion today. Instead of enjoying his riches for life, however, the winning trade made Livermore feel invisible. Naturally, it wasn't long until he lost everything he had earned by placing all the wrong trades. The sudden downfall pushed him to the edge, and he eventually, sadly, ended his life. The problem was that his success made him want even a bigger slice of the cake, although he already had more than anyone could wish for. The lesson here is, don't be greedy and learn to be humble. When you already have what you wished for or accomplished significant goals in your life, learn to be grateful, maintain your status, and enjoy the present, instead of always seeking more and more. When you're scared of losing everything you have, you won't be happy to risk it all for potential gains. 2. Envy has no place in the money market, as it can blur your thinking. Strong emotions such as envy can push you towards making sloppy decisions. Most people know that investing takes time. They even want to stick to their investments through good and bad, but then the fear of missing out or envy get in the way. Managing your emotions is one of the most important things you can work on if you want to become financially independent. Always remember that your journey will be different from any other person you know, so there's no need to compare yourself to them or be jealous of anyone's greater assets. Just take the example of the former CEO of McKinsey. Although he came from a modest background and made it to $100 million in net worth, he still was envious of Warren Buffett for being a billionaire, and so he committed inside trading, which is one of the most common yet dangerous financial crimes for investors, and got charged with a substantial prison sentence for it. He let envy get the best out of him and paid for it 1,000-fold. Was it worth it? Definitely not. However, his misfortune serves as a valuable lesson for anyone looking to make better financial decisions. Be rational and think twice when it comes to money. Always filter out your emotions. 3. Our early experiences with money determine our financial decisions later on. We all grow up differently. Was your childhood similar to someone born in 1800, 1900? Of course not. Some people grow up in times of financial crisis. Others know nothing about bull market until they are in their 30s. As such, those two types would have very different opinions about what a good investment strategy consists of, whether a portfolio should be stock-based or bond-based, or how much risk is worth taking. A study conducted proves that people invest according to how economy looked like when they were young adults. As such, someone who's experienced high inflation may not see bond as a good investment, while someone who's been through turbulent times may think the opposite. It is important that we acknowledge our hidden bias to be able to diminish them and make better choices. In general, any financial decisions should always be backed up by sound analysis, reliable facts, and a mind open to new perspectives and constructive criticism. You should work on your ability to adapt to trends and destroy your phobia of new ones. even if it contradicts your inner beliefs. The money market leaves no room for subjectivity, biases, or impulsive decisions. Rushed investments can wipe off years of savings, while valuable ones can speed up your journey to financial freedom. If you feel like you have made all the wrong financial decisions, or that wealth is just not one of the things you'll ever be able to achieve, The Psychology of Money is the book for you. Reading it will open your mind towards new perspectives. If you're interested and want to read the book, I'll put a link in the description box. There you have it, the psychology behind money and how it helps us identify why we may have certain biases and how to work around them. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you do, please like this video, subscribe to the channel for more videos, and don't forget to turn your bell notification on to get notified when new videos are up. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in our next video.